Hi everyone. Hi Cancer. Sorry about that. Okay, anyone new to Opal Oracle, welcome. Anyone returning, hi. Now, sorry, I feel like this is crooked. Yeah, it's a little better. So, yes, anyone returning, hello, hi. All right, before I begin, I have an announcement. Some information that I found out about through the time that I've had to take to myself, which was much needed. Okay. Been giving a lot of myself lately. I'm sure you can understand. Been letting you and Sagittarius receive this, but this is just pine needles that I found on the ground. It was actually under a cedar tree, which is interesting. It's good for depression. Smells nice too. It's really mild. It produces testosterone. That's what actually helps depression not be so rampant. It's also why, having a lot of all the soy in the food is, there's an enhancement or an extension of depression these days. Now, what I came to realize, and those of you who supported the choice that the decision that was told to you about me taking time and not being able to record, again, I came to this understanding, so I'm glad that people were patient and understanding about what I had come to understand. Sorry if that didn't make sense. The point of the story is that tarot has expanded very much, this Neptune and Pisces, right? Now, the thing is that this is not a joke. It's not a game. It's very serious, okay, is what it is. It's a beautiful, sacred, ancient divination tool, and it should be used with great care, and because there's great power behind it, there must be great responsibility attached to that, okay? There's a big difference between learning about karmic cycles and understanding where it is that we came from, how it is that we really feel, and working through those emotions so that we can reach our highest good, versus focusing in on the ego, right? Now, this may be only my opinion in that particular perspective, that thread of it, but I know that to be true, because this tool is not a joke, okay? It's not here to cause anyone to feel like, mad, because this is the situation. And I'm sorry, it's late. I'm not able to sleep with this. New moon is coming in a few days, and I have a lot of transiting planets that are making me extraordinarily sensitive, okay? So the point of the story is that there are two situations I need to express. One is, now you as the querent and I as the reader, okay? I know a lot of you, and I've mentioned this, I'm going to mention this to all the signs, so if you've heard this before, please excuse the repetition. You have to think about this because it's the internet, right? It's imaginary, it's Neptune and Pisces, it's not real, it's delusional, right? Like I'm here, I'm not here, whatever. Now, if you're going to have multiple readers, say, per month, then you should be learning from them and absorbing that, and you absorb that energy regardless, okay? So it's very important what kind of energy you are absorbing through these means, okay? Now, in relation to that, a good exercise to determine whether the tarot card reader that you are exchanging energy with, okay, absorbing the energy, etc., because some people are pulling from the ether and some people are pulling from the light and some people are pulling from the shadow, okay? It's very important to know the difference because it will determine what your path is in the future, because whatever energy you absorb, you have to deal with that and then move along, okay? And because the internet is so much information, it's important to know the difference, okay? So, in short, in conclusion, you should have a notebook, okay? And after you listen to the reading initially, go back, view it with your eyes. Go back and just listen with your ears, okay? You can get Firefox, I know, and you can download for free. And then you don't need the internet, okay? You can play it on your phone or you can play it on your computer, whatever, download it to your iPod or MP3 player. These still exist, okay? Things that don't require internet. And then take note. And what will happen is if the reader is actually helping you for your highest good, well, then there will be good questions for you to consider about yourself and where you're at. Some sort of self-reflection, okay? All these planets in retrograde. If it's on the other end of it, well, it will be quite obvious. Okay, so I just want to share that with you. Excuse the 7-minute intro, but it's very important, okay? I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm so grateful that you're here too, and thank you for that, okay? So, Cancer, I'm going to cut them for you. Cancer. Cancer for August. I hope you had a nice birthday, by the way. Cancer. Here's your card. There's a lot of people here, Cancer. 2 more. Cancer. Okay. Just a second. You're the 4th sign. That's your house. Okay, I see that your house is very important to you. I know that it always is, but specifically Leo season, I see that it's important. Your house, as well as your house as your home, as your being, your body. Okay? Now, you have 2 fire signs and 2 water signs. Okay? Fire and water. What is that? Temperance. It's about patience. It's about figuring out how to combine different elements into one thing and being good with it. Okay? Being sure, being certain that there is a possibility of something combining and binding, right? Binding means community, and then binding. Okay? making a stronger structure. This is important to you. I see that in ways of the home, in ways, I see it in a future sense. Like in Virgo season, there's fire right down the middle of this line. I did a 9-card spread, and there's fire diagonally separating it. Like if you cut a piece of toast, you know, like cut a peanut butter and jelly sandwich diagonally. Maybe one of your kids likes it that way. But all the fire signs, all the fire, all the energy of this reading is facing the past. Okay, but in a way, it's like they're guarding you. They're guarding any energy from the past to come in. It's very fascinating, actually. I see that your birth month was good as well as challenging. Okay, the moon to the sun, I had an epiphany about that too. That's a huge transition, okay? You're inside the womb and then you're born. It's like a whole new world, right? You're in one and then the other. I think you're starting to figure out how you play yourself a little bit. In the way of understanding that, like, you are an instrument. You love music, right? I think all the water signs like music, specifically because water is a frequency, right? It's a vibration. I see that the walls that you have that block you from, like, actually wanting to receive the love that you give, all the giving that you do, I feel like there's somebody that wants to give to you in some way or another. Yeah, it's like there's this emotional sort of, here, would you, like, have some? You know, this could be God, it could be another person, whatever it is. You, obviously, to yourself, a different archetype of you. There's a part of you that's watery, and it's younger. It's like, it's excitable and not very logical, is what I heard. In a way, like, I heard you're not used to it, okay? So, but the thing is whatever those walls are that go up that block you from, again, receiving, you kind of get caught in the middle. And then you're like, oh shit, I don't have anywhere to go. Like, there's so many thoughts that are trying to block you from receiving. Like, there's parts of your mind that still trick you into thinking that you don't deserve to be loved, to be passionate, right? To have all this fire. You're watery. Now, I'm not saying no cancers are passionate. You very much are. There's lots of things that you're passionate about. You know, I see that a lot of you are very passionate about your job. You're very passionate about your family. You know, you're very passionate about ensuring stability of the home, of whatever it is that you consider family, soul family, blood family, whatever. You know, also just like, it feels good to you to make sure that the bills are paid. Things like that, right? I see that you could be a bit reactionary during this time, but it's important to use the ability and the experience that you have to handle any kind of business negotiation maturely, okay, calmly. Also, just you in your energy in when you're talking about things. Anything that's kind of pent up, because I know that you're defensive about your children, right? For those of you who have it, definitely. But beyond that, it's also you being very protective of your inner child, particularly when they are when you're feeling imbalanced, when your inner child is kind of like, well, worried, I heard, about where it is that you're going. And I see that it's like you want to move forward, but with all these retrogrades, we're not allowed to move forward yet, okay? Not in that way. That's probably why there's this wall of fire. It's like if there was a wall of fire here, right? Like you're either on one side or the other. And I see that both sides have its positive and sort of challenging aspects. I see it's important to not argue about the commute, because the only swords here are challenging, okay? This is verbal, it's communication, okay? It's like there's a sort of a silent communication within yourself. And like I said, there's this desire to, in an earthly way, in the three-dimensional way, to move forward with something. I see that it has to do with others, okay? But the thing is you're in the driver's seat, okay? No one else is driving your chariot but you, okay? You own that chariot. You know every detail of that chariot, okay? And once you decide, it's like, in a way, before this chariot can go, you have to ultimately decide where it is that you want to go, what it is that you desire, and I heard what you find acceptable. I see, in a way, you don't mind. I heard you don't mind going it alone just because this chariot's by themselves, right? And there's a lot of, every other card here is singular except for the family card, the 10 of Pentacles here. I heard Pisces has a message for you about Taurus. Interesting. That's for some of you. The mind is the thing that's getting in the way, okay? And it interrupted my communication. You've heard that? It's like there's some sort of habitual patterning that you've done your whole life. When you come up against a wall, then how you want to get out of it. is I heard you recoil instead of like Leo, and your opposite would be Capricorn, right? Like you just headbutt through the wall. But you'd be like, there's a wall, like I'm gonna go under this rock and wait it out. I'm gonna go do my own thing over here. But the thing is when you go under that rock, you're having all these thoughts that just are not very helpful when you're alone. So I see that it's important for you to kind of socialize during this time, okay? Maybe not heavy socialization, but I do see people that are like a little lighter in their emotions. Funny people, I heard. People that sort of have a spark where you can kind of pick up on that energy, because I know that you're sort of mellow, right? Usually. And I just keep hearing the word reserved. Hi, Zoom. Hey, sweetheart. I know it's late. We're going to go to bed real soon. Okay? See, it's really hard with these other readers to step out of this reading for a second. Like, there's a lot of people who love drama. Pisces rules drama, Neptune and Pisces. That's why we have all these television shows and things like that, and people's relationships are so heavy. You think about your grandparents, like, most of them were not dramatic, right? Dramatic, traumatic, whatever, maybe traumatic, but not dramatic. The majority. But I guess in a way is that you don't trust love, okay? You feel like people are never like people in the past, when you've wanted to involve yourself in a really, like, fully in the physical world, you're like, yes, here's all my emotions. Again, these 2 fire cards, these 2 water cards, it's like all this energy, all this emotion you're putting into something. This 10 of Pentacles, putting all the fire and water into everything, right? You're everything. But I see that in the past, it didn't pan out that way, the way that you thought that it would, and people turned their back on you, right? People turned their back on you. I see that it's important for you to think about who you feel like has turned their back on you, for whatever that means. Like, if there was a situation where something happened, and then even though there was, like, say, an apology, or it's like your emotions are trying to say, hey, hi, do you want some? But you're like, no, I don't want any. I'm full, thank you. No, thank you, I'm full. No, thank you, I'm full. I have so many emotions right now, I don't have enough. I don't have any room to take on any more. I want to see how to help these sword cards, because they're very heavy. Yes, so Mercury in retrograde, look at that. So I'll show you what you had. You do have the 7 of Swords here. The Magician ended up, okay, they're both yellow. That's your solar plex. That's Leo's chakra, okay? It's Mercury in retrograde. There's going to be things that come up about, like, who lied to you when, okay? About what? I see specifically anyone who felt like they put you in a corner. Okay, maybe this is when you were a kid and you got put in the corner. There's Rahu and Ketu happening too. There's a lot. And with Mercury retrograde, it's important what you think about, okay? Because what you think about happens. Now, whatever it is that does happen is meant to happen, okay? I see wherever it is that you have some sort of mental, like a thought process that blocks you, I see that it's energetic and mental. So I'm going to share this with you. So I just learned this in Hindu. This is ether. This is fire, right? That's why when you point your finger at something, it's so much power. It's fire, okay? This is air. This here is water. This is yours, the ring finger, right? It probably makes sense why you'd put your ring finger, your married finger on the water, right? Two of cups. And then this is earth. So I see that when you start to feel like blocked energetically, you're like, I don't know what to do. I see that doing this, fire and ether, is important, okay? It's like you can bring it back down into yourself, okay? So you're not, all the fire isn't getting away from you and all the fire isn't going into you. It's like sending it back up and then back down and then back up and then back down, okay? And then with the air, it's the next one, your middle finger and your thumb, okay? And you can just kind of sit with that for a second. If you need to, put pressure on it. You know, of course, you can just gently do it, but if you need to pressurize it to feel more, then you can, okay? Of course, if you need to feel grounded, you can do your pinkies. You need to, be more in control of your, you want to be more in tune with your emotions, then ring finger, okay? It's important because this card, although of course it represents like intuition and your dreams and things like that, it can represent secrets. And I see that this with this represents a secret, okay? And so does the Seven of Swords. Now, of course, this could be someone else that you're dealing with because you have so many people here. But regardless of all that, because these relationship readings are the relationship with yourself, I see that you still have secrets within you about you feeling like that you deserve the pain that you've had to endure, okay? And with all these retrogrades, again, this card can also represent to me, it's showing me a high sensitivity, okay? This double water, etc. Okay? So, but you know what? Look what's on the bottom. So the world was on the bottom, which I was about to say, how wonderful, right? This is this also represents Leo in a way, Leo season. But the point is that this is a close, okay? It's a close, it's a spiritual closing. And that's what this new moon is about. Whether I post this before or after, it matters little. The energy's still going out, okay? And what's underneath this close? Well, the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Two of the strongest, I find. This is about hidden pain. And so is this. And so is this. And when I said that, I just got this feeling in my heart, okay? But you know what's after that? The Star. Okay? You have Uranus, generally speaking, in your 11th house. Now remember that was about you. Well, this card obviously is about healing, okay? I see that with the family card, with all these people here, with it just being your birth month and you representing the family, it's probably a lot came up. You know what I mean? And that's okay. It's fine. You were in the womb and you're stirring around and now you're out in the world again, but you're not allowed to do anything. It's like you're like an infant, right? Like you can't see yet, you can't talk yet. It's like you're in a transitionary phase that's very sensitive. So I want you to be aware of that and to understand that it's okay that you are You are safe, you are loved, and you are protected, okay? I see that with Cancer being the mother was strong for everyone. It even came up months before. Let's see about the 2. It's another person here. Now you have 5 people. Now there's an air sign. Now, I see that it's important for you to rest, okay? I see that you're probably feeling very responsible for a lot of people, okay? No surprise there. But the thing is you have to be responsible for yourself. How are you responsible for yourself, Cancer? How are you caring for yourself? Because you know what? I sense this, regardless of all these people wanting to love you and things like that. Of course, that very well could be the case. These people that are sending you protection and, you know, whatever. It's not a whatever. I'm sorry. I saw the moon in this King of Wands, and I just, for some reason, I feel like this fire energy, this fiery person energy is confusing, okay? The moon is also your card. So, you know, maybe you're just considering like the mother, the father, like what that all means in the family. If you're a mother, if you're a father, like, again, all these responsibilities, how do you must ask yourself how you attend to yourself. And I see that it's really not much to ask, but an exercise for this month specifically is for you to take 4 minutes a day to just, if you can, I see being laying down, okay? If you can, tilt your head up like 6 inches, you know, kind of elevate it, put some pillows behind there, you know, be comfortable. Because technically when we're laying down flat, we're doing corpse pose, which is fine, but it actually diminishes vitality. So you want to be lifted up a little bit, okay? Some sort of elevation, right? And I see that 4 minutes a day, just resting, praying, just pray to God. Okay? The Serenity Prayer has saved my life many times. Maybe that can be something that you say during that time, or at very least, you know, you could just do it in the morning too. Like when you get up, I mean, it could be any time of the day or night, any time of the evening or the night. Like before you get up, you know, you open your eyes, you're in your bed. Well, just lay there for a minute. Like absorb your surroundings, feel your body, wiggle your toes, you know, and then put your hands over your heart, so that you know that you are safe, you are loved, and you're protected. And then say the Serenity Prayer. And for those of you who don't know it, it's 3333. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You know? That last one's a big one. So's the second one. All right. Well, I'm wishing you the best. Please take care of yourself, okay? I know you give so much to others, okay? And that's fine and good. I appreciate it. Everyone appreciates it. But what did I say to you before? There's going to be a time when you finally realize, like, oh, I can love myself. I can give that love to myself the same way that I give to others. I'm allowed to do that. it's important for me to do that. You know what I mean? You have to tell yourself that. That's how you change it in your mind, right? And remember, earth, pinky, water, ring, air, middle, fire, index. This is ether. All right, take care. Bye.